Have you ever just stared at a blank screen trying to build a resume for, I don't know, that dream internship or maybe your first real job and just felt completely empty?
Uh,
Like you have absolutely nothing worth putting down. It's that classic problem, isn't it?
yeah, the paradox.
Exactly. We're always told, you need experience to get a job, but then how are you supposed to get that experience if you don't have a job in the first place?
Feels like running into a brick wall. Yeah. We sometimes call it the blank page syndrome for students.
Wow.
And it's usually driven by this huge misconception, this idea that the only real valuable experience comes from like a formal paid 9 to 5 job.
And that everything else just doesn't count.
Pretty much. That your classes, your volunteering, that part-time gig,
Yeah.
somehow it's not real experience.
Well, that's exactly what we want to tackle in this deep dive. Our mission today is really to flip that whole idea on its head.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to show you how actually every student, no matter their formal work history, is probably sitting on a gold mine of valuable experience.
Absolutely. It's there.
We want to help transform what feels like just potential into actual tangible opportunity. And it starts by rethinking what a resume even is, and maybe more importantly, how you market yourself.
And for this deep dive, our insights are coming directly from a really comprehensive resource. It's called the Student Resume Guide, From Potential to Opportunity.
Okay.
And it's just packed with strategies, specifically designed to help students highlight everything: academic projects, those part-time jobs we mentioned, volunteer work, you name it.
So let's boil it down. If we strip away all the noise, what's the one fundamental thing a student needs to get when they start thinking about their resume? Like, what's the core idea?
The core idea is this. A resume isn't just, a boring list of places you work and when. It's not a history lesson.
Right.
It is, first and foremost, a marketing document, a powerful one.
Marketing document. I like that.
Yeah. Its single, solitary purpose is to get you an interview. That's it. Your job with that piece of paper is to persuade someone, a recruiter, a hiring manager, in just a few seconds, that you have the skills and the potential to be a real asset to their team.
Okay, thinking of it as a marketing document really changes the game, doesn't it? It stops being this, dry checklist of the past and becomes about showing your future value.
Exactly.
But if experience isn't just about clocking in and out of a paid job, then what is it? How do we even start to spot it in our own lives?
Well, that's the big mental shift, right? Experience is not just about formal employment. It's really about demonstrated ability.
Demonstrated ability. Okay.
Think about it. A class project you poured hours into, maybe figuring out tough customer situations in a retail job, or even just organizing volunteers for a campus event.
Mm-hmm.
These are all incredibly rich sources. They're full of transferable skills, the kind employers are actually looking for. The challenge for students is just learning how to talk about them, how to articulate them in a way that employers get instantly.
Okay, so how do we do that? How do we take those things we just, do as students, the classwork, the clubs, the jobs, and turn them into something that genuinely makes a recruiter stop and pay attention? Is there, a formula?
There absolutely is a formula. And honestly, it's the foundation of good resume writing, especially for students. It goes like this: action verb plus specific task plus quantifiable result.
Action verb, specific task, quantifiable result.
And that's not just like fancy resume talk. It's the language that shows not just what you did, but what you accomplished. What was the actual impact?
Ah, the impact.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what turns a kind of mad bullet point into a really compelling statement about your skills. It shows proof.
That formula is powerful. It really makes you think differently about what you've done. Okay, so once we get that mindset shift, let's talk structure. If the resume is our marketing doc, what's the blueprint? How should a really strong student resume be put together?
Right. So for most students, maybe recent grads too, the key things are clarity and keeping it concise. Your resume needs to be clean, professional looking, and almost always just one single page.
One page.
For students, yes. Think about it. Recruiters often spend, maybe 10 seconds scanning a resume initially, maybe less.
10 seconds. Wow. Okay, that's hardly any time.
It's brutal. So it has to be incredibly easy to read, easy to skim. They need to find what they're looking for fast.
So every single section has to pull its weight and make an impact immediately. What are those non-negotiable sections we absolutely need?
Okay, so we kick things off with your contact information. Seems basic, right?
Uh-huh.
But it's easy to mess up.
Uh-huh.
Your full name needs to be prominent, like large and bold at the very top. And please, please, please use a professional email address.
Chuckle slightly. Okay, yeah. Maybe not skaterboy99@email.com.
Exactly. We've all had those emails, probably, but now's the time for an upgrade. Think firstname.lastname@email.com. Simple, clean.
Makes sense.
Also, include your phone number, your city and state. You don't need the full street address anymore. And I strongly, strongly recommend including a link to your LinkedIn profile, assuming it's complete and professional.
LinkedIn is pretty much essential now, isn't it?
It really is. It's your online professional presence.
Okay, so a professional email definitely sets that first impression right. What comes after the contact details?
Next up, you often see either a summary or an objective. Now, these are sometimes optional, but they can be really helpful.
Okay, what's the difference? When do you use which?
Good question. An objective is usually best if you're applying for a very specific targeted role. Like you might write, seeking a summer internship in software development to apply proven skills in Python and Java. Very focused. A summary, though, is a bit more versatile. It's like your quick 2 to 3 sentence elevator pitch. It highlights your main skills and what you bring to the table. For example, something like, highly motivated computer science student with hands-on web development experience from academic projects, proven collaborator and problem solver, eager to contribute to a dynamic tech team. See, more general, but still highlights value.
Okay, so it's like setting the stage right at the top, tailored to who you're talking to. And then for students, I imagine the education section is super important, right? Probably near the top.
Absolutely critical.
Yeah.
Your education is likely one of your biggest assets at this stage, so yes, put it high up on the page.
What details do we need there?
You need your university name, your degree, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Arts, whatever it is, and your expected graduation date.
Yeah.
Month and year is fine.
Okay.
And here's a really key pro tip about GPA.
Ah, yes, the GPA question. To list or not to list?
Exactly. The general rule of thumb is only include your GPA if it's 3.5 or higher.
3.5. Why that specific number?
Well, honestly, a lot of companies, or rather the software they use applicant tracking systems, ATS, they sometimes use 3.5 as a filter. If you list something lower, you might get screened out automatically, even if you have amazing experience elsewhere.
Wow, okay. That's a really practical reason. Didn't realize the tech side of it.
Yeah, it's better not to give them a reason to filter you out if you don't have to. Focus on your strengths. You should also definitely consider adding a line for relevant coursework.
Relevant coursework, like listing classes?
Yep. Pick maybe 4 to 6 upper-level courses that are directly related to the job you want. So if you're going for marketing, maybe list things like consumer behavior, market research, digital marketing strategy. It shows specific knowledge.
That makes sense. Shows you've actually studied the things they care about.
Exactly. And of course, don't forget any honors or awards, dean's list, scholarships, that kind of stuff. Put those under education too.
Got it. So great point on the GPA filter. And the relevant coursework adds real substance. So we've laid the foundation with contact info, maybe a summary, and strong education details. How do we then showcase all those, practical skills and things we've actually done that aren't necessarily a formal job? This seems like where the real experience part comes in.
Precisely. That leads us right into the core sections, usually labeled experience or sometimes projects or activities or even a combination. This is where you prove the skills you claim to have. You'll definitely dig into this with examples.
Okay.
And then typically somewhere after that, you'll have your skills section. This is usually a cleaner, bulleted list, just quick hits of your specific hard skills, software, languages, maybe a few key soft skills.
So the structure provides the framework. But you mentioned something earlier that sounded really important. Tailoring. You said that's like the rule.
It is absolutely the cardinal rule. Tailoring should guide everything you put in every single section.
So no sending the same resume out 50 times.
Please don't. It's far, far less effective than sending, say, 5 really well-customized resumes to 5 specific companies you're genuinely interested in.
How do you tailor effectively?
Before you write a single word for a specific application, print out that job description. Get a highlighter. Seriously.
Okay, old school. I like it.
Go through and highlight all the keywords, the required skills, the preferred qualifications, the responsibilities they mention. Then you make sure your resume actively mirrors that language. You use those same keywords. You provide examples that directly show you have what they're asking for.
So it's like holding up a mirror to the job description?
In a way, yes. It's showing them, look, I read what you need, and here's the proof I can deliver it. It's crafting that custom-fit suit, like we said, not just grabbing something off the rack and hoping it fits.
I love that analogy. It really shifts the focus from just applying to actually making a compelling case for yourself. Okay, this is great. We've got the strategy, the blueprint. Now let's get to the really fun part. Actually digging into your own experiences.
Yes, let's mine for that gold.
This is where the magic happens, right? Taking those everyday student activities and turning them into solid proof of your skills using that formula you mentioned. Let's tackle those areas where students feel like they just draw a blank.
This is absolutely the heart of it. We're going to walk through some super common student scenarios and use that action verb plus specific task plus quantifiable result formula to transform them from weak to strong.
Perfect. Let's start with something almost every student has. Academic projects, classwork. I mean, for so many, that is the bulk of their hands-on experience. But they might just write something lame like, wrote a research paper for Marketing 301. How do we fix that?
Oh yeah, that's a classic weak description. It tells the reader absolutely nothing about your skills or what you accomplished.
Right, it's so boring.
So let's imagine that Marketing 301 paper was actually a market analysis project, maybe on local coffee shops. Instead of that weak one-liner, first, give it a proper title, make it sound official. Consumer Behavior Analysis Project Principles of Marketing, Fall 2023.
Okay, already sounds better, more professional.
Exactly. Then, for the bullet points underneath, you get specific. You use action verbs, and you add numbers where you can, like this. Conducted a comprehensive market analysis of the local coffee shop industry. See? Strong verb. Conducted. Specific task. Surveying over 50 students to identify key purchasing drivers and brand preferences. There's your quantifiable result. Over 50 students. It shows you did actual research.
Nice. What else?
Maybe something like analyze survey data using Microsoft Excel. Action verb analyzed. And mentioning Excel shows a hard skill.
Well, mentioning the software, good tip.
To create compelling visualizations, illustrating consumer demographics and spending habits. Shows data analysis and presentation skills.
Okay.
Maybe a final one. Authored a detailed 15-page report and delivered a persuasive 10-minute presentation on findings. Authored, delivered, shows communication skills.
And the result.
Providing strategic recommendations projected to increase student engagement by 15%. Boom, quantifiable impact, even if it's projection based on your analysis.
Wow, okay, that is night and day. It goes from, I wrote a paper, to I performed market analysis, used data tools, presented findings, and suggested improvements with measurable potential.
Exactly. You're not just talking about a grade you got. You're showing real-world application of skills. Analysis, research, communication, even strategic thinking.
So, for everyone listening right now, seriously, think about your class projects, even the ones you didn't love. What specific tools did you use? Was it Excel? Python? A specific lab technique? What problem were you trying to solve? What was the outcome? Did you work in a team? How did you contribute?
Yes. Every project, even small ones, has these elements. It's a mini experience in project management, teamwork, problem solving, all valuable stuff.
Okay, great example.
Okay.
Next up, the classic part-time job. The barista, the retail cashier, maybe camp counselor. These jobs are so often just seen as ways to make a bit of cash.
Just a paycheck, yeah.
But they teach so much.
Wow.
How do we elevate something that sounds really basic, like responsible for taking payments and helping customers at, say, the campus bookstore?
Another super common and super weak description. It sounds like you just read the job duties list. It doesn't show skill or accomplishment.
So how do we fix it? Let's take that retail associate at the campus store.
Okay, first, the title and context. Retail associate at the campus store, Anytown, USA, August 2022, present.
Standard stuff.
Right. Now, the powerful bullet points, focusing on skills and impact. Provided friendly and efficient service to over 100 customers daily in a fast-paced environment. Action verb provided. Quantifiable over 100 customers daily. Context, fast-paced. Shows customer service under pressure.
Okay, good start.
Actively contributing to a 10% increase in positive online reviews through exceptional service. There's a direct, quantifiable impact tied to your work. Shows you made a difference.
Nice. Linking actions to results.
How about this one? Managed a point-of-sale POS system with 100% accuracy in cash handling and credit card transactions over a 12-month period. Managed super specific POS system, perfect 100% accuracy, time frame 12 months. Shows reliability, attention to detail, tech skills.
That's way better than took payments.
Way better. And maybe one more. Collaborated effectively with a team of 10 associates. Highlights teamwork.
Crucial stock skill.
To execute inventory management, stock replenishment, and visual merchandising plans, ensuring a well-organized storefront. Shows initiative beyond just the register, understanding of store operations.
That's fantastic. Suddenly, that basic retail job sounds like you were developing serious business skills. Customer relations, financial accuracy, teamwork, operations.
Exactly. It's not about the job title or the pay rate. It's about the skills you gained and demonstrated.
So if you're listening and you've had any kind of part-time job, Stop thinking about the mundane tasks. Think. Did you handle a tricky customer situation? Did you train someone new? Did you suggest a better way to do something? Did you deal with a problem like the internet going down or running out of supplies?
Those are your accomplishments. Those moments of problem-solving, communication, responsibility, that's the gold you want to put on your resume. Employers love those soft skills.
Okay, last category. Volunteer work and extracurriculars. Clubs, sports teams, community service, these often feel like they belong in a totally separate category, maybe even left off.
Yeah, sometimes seen as just for fun or not serious work. Big mistake.
Why? What do they show?
They show character. They show initiative, passion, commitment, often leadership potential, things employers care deeply about. You should treat these experiences with the same seriousness on your resume as a paid job.
Okay, so how do we make something like member of the coding club sound impactful? Seems pretty passive.
It is passive. But what if that member didn't just show up? What if they helped organize something? Let's say they coordinated a workshop.
Okay, good angle.
So instead of member, the title becomes Event Coordinator University Coding Club, January 2023, May 2023.
Highlights the responsibility.
Exactly. Then the bullet points show the action and impact. Organized and actively promoted a university-wide Intro to Python workshop.
Yeah.
Strong verbs, organized, promoted. Specifics, Intro to Python. Successfully attracting over 75 attendees from diverse academic backgrounds. Quantifiable result, over 75 attendees shows reach and success.
That's solid proof of organizational skills.
And maybe, coordinated seamlessly with the computer science department and 3 expert guest speakers. Coordinated shows collaboration, managing stakeholders. To develop and deliver an engaging curriculum tailored for beginners. Shows planning and content development.
Nice.
And a final one. Managed all comprehensive event logistics, including room booking, tech setup, and collecting post-event feedback. Managed covers project management skills, planning, execution, follow-up.
Okay, again, huge difference. It's not just I was in a club. It's I took initiative, I organized, I coordinated, I managed logistics, I achieved a measurable result.
Precisely. You're demonstrating leadership, project management, communication, collaboration, all highly valuable.
So the big takeaway across all these examples, projects, jobs, volunteering, is really shifting your mindset, isn't it? You start focusing on just the task itself, the basic duty, and you start articulating the professional skill it represents.
That's it exactly. You translate your actions into the language employers understand. Teamwork, analysis, customer service, leadership, problem solving, communication. You show them what you can do for them based on what you've already done.
Okay, fantastic. So we've mined our experiences, we've polished them into these great, impactful bullet points using the formula. Now for the final, polish the language, the look, the strategy before we actually send it out.
Right. The finishing touches, these are crucial.
Let's circle back to those action verbs you emphasized. You said never start with responsible for or duties included. Why is starting with a strong verb so vital?
It's about sounding active, not passive. Responsible for sounds like things just happen to you, or like you're just listing duties from a job description. Starting with a strong action verb like managed, developed, coordinated, analyzed, implemented, led. It immediately shows you took initiative. You accomplished something. It conveys energy and impact right away.
So instead of a weak verb like helped, maybe use collaborated, assisted, supported, contributed.
Exactly. Instead of just led, maybe directed, supervised, managed, coordinated. Instead of created, maybe designed, developed, authored, engineered.
And instead of looked at data, definitely analyzed, evaluated, assessed, interpreted.
Yes. Those stronger verbs tell a much more compelling story of your capabilities. It's a small change with a huge impact on perception.
Got it. Okay, moving down the resume, let's talk about that skills section again. How do we make that concise list really effective?
The key here is organization and specificity. Don't just throw a random list of words down.
Right.
Group them into logical categories. Common ones are technical skills or hard skills, maybe languages, and sometimes soft skills. Be careful with that last one.
Why be careful with soft skills?
Because soft skills like teamwork, communication, problem solving are much better demonstrated through your accomplishment bullet points under experience or projects. Listing teamwork in the skills section doesn't prove anything.
Okay. Show, don't just tell.
Exactly. But you can list a few very specific key soft skills if they're heavily emphasized in the job description, like maybe public speaking or project management if you have certifications or specific training.
Makes sense. And for the hard skills.
Be specific. Don't just write Microsoft Office. That's too vague. Break it down. Microsoft Excel, pivot tables, VLO OCUPs, macros, PowerPoint, advanced animations, Word.
So mentioning specific functions within the software.
Yes, it shows your level of proficiency. Same for programming languages. Maybe you mention specific libraries or frameworks you know. For spoken languages, list your proficiency level clearly, like Spanish, conversational, or French native.
Specificity is key there. Okay, now formatting and templates. This can feel overwhelming. You said keep it clean, professional, one page. Any tips on using templates effectively? There's so many out there.
There are tons, and many good free ones. Your design goals should be easy to read, professional, clean. Use standard fonts, Calibri, Arial, Garamond, or safe bets. Keep the font size reasonable, maybe 10 to 12 points for the main text.
And consistency.
Absolutely critical. Make sure your headings look the same, your dates are formatted the same way, your bullet points are aligned. Consistency makes it look polished and easy to scan. And embrace white space.
Don't cram everything in.
Please don't. Let it breathe.
Yeah.
It makes it much less daunting for the reader.
Where can students find good free templates without getting lost?
You really don't need to pay. Google Docs has excellent, clean templates built right in. Just go to their template gallery. Microsoft Word also has a library of resume templates when you start a new document.
Okay.
And if you're in a more creative field like graphic design or maybe marketing, Canva has some more visual templates. Just be careful. Make sure it still looks professional and isn't too flashy for the role you want. Sometimes simpler is better, especially for corporate jobs.
Good advice. But you mentioned a really important warning about templates earlier.
Yes, and it's worth repeating. A template is just the box. It's the container. It is not the content.
Right.
The biggest mistake is just filling in the template's blanks with weak generic phrases. The real work, the value, comes from filling that template with the powerful, specific, action-oriented, tailored content I'm talking about. That's what makes your resume stand out, not the template itself.
That's such a crucial point. The template helps the structure, but the substance is all you. Okay, so we've done the hard work. We've brainstormed, written, polished, picked the template, filled it with great content. What's that final checklist? The absolute must-dos before hitting send.
The pre-flight check. Non-negotiable steps. First, is it one page? For students, almost always yes. Be concise.
Check.
Second, proofread, then proofread again. Read it forwards. Read it backwards. Seriously, it helps catch typos. Use a grammar checker, like Grammarly. Typos can kill your chances.
So true. Third.
Get a second pair of eyes. Ask a trusted friend, a mentor, someone at your career center to review it. Fresh eyes catch things you'll miss.
Always helpful. Fourth.
Is it tailored? Do one last check against the job description. Did you use their keywords? Does it speak directly to their needs?
Crucial. And finally,
save it as a PDF. Always send your resume as a PDF unless they specifically ask for a Word doc.
Why PDF?
Two main reasons. One, it preserves your formatting perfectly no matter what computer opens it. Two, applicant and tracking systems, those ATS bots, generally handle PDFs better and won't mess up your layout like they sometimes do with Word docs. And name the file professionally. First name, last name, -resume.pdf. Not my resume, final V3, really, final.pdf.
Chuckles. Guilty as charged on bad file names in the past. Okay, that checklist is solid gold. So wrapping things up, it feels like building that first resume or improving an existing one is so much more than just trying to get a job.
It really is. It's this incredible exercise in self-reflection and marketing. It forces you to look back and actually see the value in things you've done, maybe things you dismissed before.
And it teaches you how to articulate that value.
Exactly. And remember, your resume isn't a one-and-done thing. It's a living document. It will grow and change right along with you in your career. It opens doors.
Absolutely. Which brings us to our final thought for you, our listener, to maybe mull over after this deep dive. How might applying the same reframing technique, looking for the hidden skills, the accomplishments, the value, and seemingly small or everyday things, how might applying that to other parts of your life, completely outside of resumes, change how you see your own capabilities?
Yeah, think about that. How could seeing value differently empower you? Maybe in networking conversations, or even just setting personal goals, or how you approach challenges day to day.
It's about recognizing that inherent value that's probably already there in all sorts of places, just waiting for you to notice it and, articulate it. Something to think about.